The Intermedia onboarding wizard automates many of the tasks involved in a migration to hosted Exchange. Whether you're coming from an IMAP or Exchange source server, this wizard makes migration smoother and easier. This video is the first of 4. We will cover logging in, starting a new migration, testing your connection settings, and exporting the global address list. To get started, log in with your partner credentials. Click Onboard New Customer to begin a new onboarding migration. You have 3 different options for source server: in-house Exchange, third-party Exchange, or IMAP. Keep in mind that this wizard is designed for single source servers. If your migration does not fit one of these scenarios, contact one of our specialists. Select an option and click Next. There are 2 ways to select a target account. You can browse through and click the correct name, or you can type in the name in the search box. Fill in the number of mailboxes you intend to migrate. This does not have to be precise, and you can change it later. If you already have a migration case number, put it in here. Otherwise, just create a new case. Finally, click Confirm Start to begin the migration. The first page of the wizard helps you export your existing Active Directory objects. These include your mailboxes, distribution lists, public folders, and associated objects. You can manually export Active Directory objects, run a csv command on the source server, and then click the manual address book upload and locate your CSV file. If the file has been previously created, the onboarding wizard will show you a preview of the Active Directory objects. But the address book export is easier. To do this, you'll first need to input your connection settings. There are 2 types of connections we can make to Exchange servers: either Outlook Anywhere, which is also known as RPC over HTTP, or Direct MAPI. For Direct MAPI to work, you'll have to open a hole in the firewall for our IP ranges. And we'll need a public-facing IP address with a one-to-one NAT to the back-end Exchange server. If you haven't done this before, you should contact one of our specialists. Outlook Anywhere is much simpler. That's because the system is already set up for external access. For either scenario, you'll need to input an email address for a mailbox that can view the global address list. Then input a username to access the mailbox. It can be the same email address, or it can be an Xmerge style Active Directory user that has view-only admin rights. If you plan on migrating several users, it is much easier to use an Xmerge style user. Please see our knowledge base or ask a specialist for more details. Now, input the password. Click Show if you need to see what you've typed. Then, fill in the fully qualified domain name of the Exchange server. If you are going with the Direct MAPI connection, please input the public IP that is one-to-one NATed to the back-end Exchange server. If you are using RPC over HTTP, click the appropriate button. If your source server is Exchange 2007 or above and you think AutoDiscover is set up, you can try Find AutoDiscover Settings. If successful, it will automatically fill in the appropriate server settings. Otherwise, fill in the RPC/HTTP proxy server and choose whether SSL, Secure Sockets Layer, is required or not. Click this box if the source server requires that you only connect to proxy servers that have a particular principal name, then select the proxy authentication type. Then click Save and Test. If it's successful, it will move on to the address book export. If not, please check your settings or contact an onboarding specialist. The GAL, Global Address Book, export process takes a few minutes. When complete, it will tell you how many objects of each type it exported. Please note that only 80 objects visible to the GAL will be exported. You can restart the GAL export if you have added or unhidden users. When the export is done, it will automatically bring you to Preview Active Directory Objects. This is the list of 80 objects we detected on your source server. You can search for display names or you can browse for them. You can choose not to create an object by unchecking the Create Object checkbox. If you want to create the object but don't want to migrate its data, please uncheck Transfer Content. You can also filter by type, and you can select whether you want to access this user via individual username and password or by means of an Xmerge style user in the source credentials. Red exclamation points indicate problems. Click to see what the problem is. Here are a few examples of common errors. To fix errors, you can either use the automatic repair or you can manually fix it by correcting the primary SMTP address. This box lets you remove bad SMTP email addresses and add new ones. You can also change which email address is primary. Don't forget to save your changes. If there are still problems, you'll see a button that says Repair Invalid and Proceed. Clicking this forces you to repair users with problems. Once all of your red exclamation points have disappeared, click Proceed to Mailflow. This takes you to the Mailflow page of the Onboarding Wizard. We'll cover this page in our next video. If you have any questions about this element of the Onboarding Wizard, please contact your account representative or an onboarding specialist. Thank you!